2018 35-39 men's rope and yoke. Joel Gadet, Jeremy Austin, Nikki Frazier down on the field with us as well. Let's take a look at how we got here. Kyle Kasperbauer leading the way, as expected. Jeremy Austin.
It has been the Kyle show for the last couple of days of competition. He's such a true competitor, and he's not dominating the leaderboard as we thought he might, but he's just stayed so consistent. He did have that event win in event number 1, but then he's gone 4-3, 8-2.
Defending his crown, he was the champion in this division a year ago, edging out Neil Maddox. Take a look at what he's up against here with the rope and yoke. 4 rounds for time, a 300-meter run, then a rope climb, then a 44-foot yoke carry. The rope climbs decreasing in reps each round. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Time cap, 16 minutes. The rope and yoke. In lane 10, Kyle Kasperbauer. Now you've got 2 to a lane here because there's only 10 lanes. So you are with the guy next to you. So you've got someone to kind of look over your shoulder in the immediate vicinity, even if you don't want to. Ben Alderman in lane 11 came into the day in 2nd place overall. There's Kasperbauer, your 5-event leader.
Looking calm and collected. The sun is on, but still very focused. Good, like Terminator look to him.
Yeah, the glasses really, the glasses do it for him. There's an intimidation factor on this overcast Friday. Event number 6 is underway. Let's take a look at what's important here. When you're climbing a rope, when you're running, when you're moving the yoke, how's it tough on you?
If you just look at the time under tension of both the movements, the runs, not so much of a factor, but once you get to the rope climbs, you don't want to stay on the rope very long. You're working hard enough holding that body weight up and down that rope, up and down the Zeus rig. So the more efficient you can be with those rope climbs, the better. Also, once they do hit that yoke, you need to engage that core as much as possible. Core stability is everything with a yoke. Once that starts to fail, then everything starts to go pear-shaped. The skids of the yoke move around, your body starts moving around. So the more core stability these gentlemen can provide, the easier they're going to get through this event.
Michael Lavalier is the first one back into North Park after the run, but again, keep in mind, he would come in first with his lane being all the way on the other side of the arena. If you left the arena first, you come back first. If you left last, you will come back last, so that everybody runs the same distance at the end of the day. There's Kasperbauer whipping those feet to wrap the rope. That took him 2 movements up the rope to get to the top.
Kasperbauer's not very tall. He's only 5'8". So he is doing exceptionally well to get up that rope as quick as possible. And you can see the drop down. He's still got one hand guiding the rope down.
There is Lavalier, CrossFit RDL in Quebec. Presume they deadlift a lot.
The athletes have done so much work with their legs at the back end of event 5. So they want to try and minimize the time they are using their legs on the rope. The yoke's going to give us a good idea about who is going to be leading.
Easy work on that first yoke movement. 44 feet at 480 pounds. A little bit less than carrying Ake Bono around. Your leader right now is Ryan Starling.
The athletes at top of screen chasing Starling down are really bunched up. Once they turn that corner, you're going to see 5 to 6 athletes start popping their heads out. So not a great lot of distance between that second group, which will bunch up as they come around after the second 300-meter run back into North Park.
Justin King now out for the run. Out of Sling and Iron down in Walker, Louisiana.
Starling now with about a 50 to 60 meter lead as he makes that last turn back in to North Park. And he will be back for the first of 3 rope climbs.
Ryan Starling with a comfortable lead as well. 35-year-old, his first year in this division out of Riverside, California. Talk a lot about firefighters, law enforcement, military personnel when it comes to CrossFit. Oftentimes they tend to do quite well in the sport of fitness. Ryan Starling fits that mold. One of the first responders, actually, back in 2015, December 2nd, to the terrorist attacks in San Bernardino. Treated 26 patients, got all critical patients to the surgeon in 57 minutes after that attack. The goal for SWAT medics is to do it in under an hour. Doesn't do it for the accolades, certainly does it for really the service you provide to people in the community, but after that received the Heroism Award, Life-Saving Award, and the Medal of Valor, and to this day teaches lessons across the country about what he learned being put in a situation as a first responder on a day like that.
On how to lead, he's showing the way in event number 6, the rope and yoke, and he is finished up now with the second yoke carry, and a very slight lead. Kyle Kasperauer working very well on those rope climbs. A little bit of a stumble on that first rope climb, but he is going to be taking the lead into the 3rd run behind Starling, who is just now top of the screen to the right, moving out of North Park.
Alexander Jolivet also is in the mix with Kyle Kasperbauer, but it is Starling in front. Began the day in 7th place. Came into this event in 7th place.
Starling now extending that lead just a little bit over Kyle Kasperbauer, who's at the top of screen to the right. Jolivet just behind Kasperbauer. We continue this, we're going to get the same sort of time domain that we've seen previously from Haley Adams and Dallin Pepper. Around that 10-minute mark. And now the leg fatigue starting to creep in as the knees are just not lifting as high as they were on the first 300-meter run. This is the 3rd. Starling just having a look back over his shoulder to see where his closest competitors are. But he needn't worry.
He will make up some ground. Kyle Kasperbauer is in 2nd, not really in much of a position to lose a lot of ground either. He comes into the event 66 points ahead of Aras Palkin, and Palkin is well behind him on the run here. Kyle Kleinschmidt is coming in behind Kasperbauer, and then Philip Kniep in the blue right now behind those two. 1 rope climb down, 1 more to go here for Starling.
The leg fatigue really creeping in with Starling because those knees are just not getting as high as he'd hoped. The higher your knees on those rope climbs, the easier it is to stand up on top after you've locked your feet and get a little bit more distance on the rope.
So Starling with that light jog is about 60 feet ahead of Kasperbauer, who has just been caught. See at the bottom of your screen. Kyle Kleinschmidt, it's the 2 Kyles as Starling finishes his 3rd yoke carry. Now Kasperbauer. Kleinschmidt is on his tail.
Now this is where Starling's going to have to push pretty hard. We know Kyle Kasperbauer, that is. We know the way he can finish off an event. He's proven that over many years here at the CrossFit Games. And the distance between Kasperbauer and Starling now, it's down to about 40 meters.
Here comes Kasperbauer, and Kleinschmidt is right behind him with the white headband. 7th seed coming into these CrossFit Games.
Kleinschmidt just striding out a little bit more. He's just coming to shot at the top of the screen. So striding out run, but this is the last turn coming in before they hit the last rope climb and last yoke carry.
Kleinschmidt trying to close the gap on Casper Bauer in front of him. Kleinschmidt is significantly taller than Casper Bauer, whether or not he can utilize that on this final rope climb.
And he's got less distance to travel on the field.
True, yes.
So it'll be a tight race getting to the yoke. Are we going to see another race between the two Kyles?
The boys' 16-17 heat of this, the event in the teenage division, was won by 19/100ths of a second. Spalding right now, or rather Starling right now, is in good shape. But for the battle of second place, it'll be interesting. Ryan Starling looking to pick up his first career CrossFit Games event win. His best so far in 2018 was a 5th in event 3 yesterday, the snatch. Casper Bowers to the yoke. Starling will hold him off. Ryan Starling with an event win in the rope yoke. Casper Bauer behind him, and Kyle Kleinschmidt will be in third. Starling 100 points. Gives him 344 for the games. And look at the way the yokes are moving as guys are getting to them for their final 44 feet.
The funny thing is, time's not really important. It's about placings. So if you know you've got a little bit of breathing space, you can back off that pedal just a little bit, as long as no one passes you.
I think they just want to get rid of the yoke.
Get the event finished and go and rest up for the afternoon. Philip Kniep finishing up just over that 10-minute mark.
There comes Travis Stetzel. First time to the games. He's in 8th place. It's a 9th place spot for Alcock. Kevin Jones into 10th. Adam Izzo is in at 11th. And now the floodgates kind of open a little bit here as the finishers streak across. Brazell, Lavalle, 13th and 14th. Cole Mashburn. He's in 15th. This is a 16-minute time cap. We still have 5 minutes left to go.
A very quick heat.
The tempo got, pushed. How many guys finished under 10 minutes? 4?
Ryan Woodall, the West Australian. He was here in the team division last year. Decided to forego that this year and compete in the Masters division, although he did make the Masters division last year. But having a look around to see how much time he's got to play with, and he doesn't have a lot.
Ryan Woodall, top of your screen, moves that yoke across. He is finished. And Kostas Papadopoulos in the blue tank is done. Here comes Danny Nichols out of Scottsdale, Arizona, and CrossFit Blur. Danny Nichols, Fiend. And now Joel Brown. He had such a great showing in the 1-rep shoulder to overhead this morning. And he finishes in 19th here in the rope yoke. And the last man out there with plenty of time with which to work is Gregory Hung out of Zurich, Switzerland, the 35-year-old. Gregory Hung is done. Married on June 2nd, CrossFit Games in August. It's been a big year for Gregory Hung.
Big couple of months for him too.
Closes out event 6. Kyle Kasperbauer is second, but it's all about Ryan Starling with his first career event win.
Did come in with a third place finish, but just dominant from the start, and that massive frame of his, being able to pick up that yoke with no problem. I thought he may have struggled a little on those rope climbs, shifting that big body weight. The whole crew getting together for the run. Everyone bunched up. Kasperbauer taking position just behind Starling from the set. And then, once Starling decided that he was going to push on those runs, he did, and extended that lead over Kasperbauer and Kleinschmidt. And the two Kyles battled out for second and third position. Kasperbauer trying his best to decrease that gap, but Starling all the way and a hobble over that finish line. And what a great result for Ryan Starling.
Ryan Starling is with Nikki Rager.
Ryan, when it's round 3 and you've got Kyle Kasperbauer on your tail, what do you need to do to stay ahead in that moment?
Just stay focused, keep moving. I got a good gymnastics coach at home, Michael Knox, that he was way better than me, and I just remember always chasing him and the rope climbs, and I just felt like he was behind me and just keep going, because Kyle doesn't quit.
No, he doesn't. Now, we know that you are an engineer and also a tactical medic, and you do CrossFit as part of staying fit for your career. Can you tell us why that's important to you?
It's super important to me because it's not about this, it's about the community and the community that we serve, and for me being in the best possible shape that I can to serve the community.
Well, thank you for all that you do, and congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Great job from Ryan Starling. The hulking man getting up that rope and moving that yoke down the field and keeping Kyle Kasperbauer at bay. So he does have some weaknesses, if you can call them that. But Kasperbauer still consistent and will remain at the top of the leaderboard. But Starling moving on to 344 points and putting himself in contention for a podium spot at the back end of Sunday.
Starling wins by 5 seconds. Then Kyle and Kyle. Alexander Jolivet winds up 4th out of France. Ross Polkin, who came in 2nd overall, actually winds up with a good little 6th spot. So Ross Polkin hanging around, giving himself a chance heading into the weekend. It's the rope and yoke, men's 35 to 39, event 6 in the books.